The other day, I caught a live stream from Alinity. And I don't know, I felt bad. I felt bad. I felt bad. Well, truly I did. Not just, from my own personal experience, but also, thinking about the internet culture in general. I had some thoughts, and I wanted to share them with you guys. So, for those of you who don't know, a Twitch streamer by the name of Rexful, who was very influential on Twitch. He actually started a lot of trends on Twitch as well. He's a really popular guy. People believe he committed suicide. I haven't really seen it confirmed, but he is dead. That's the long and short of it, unfortunately. Excuse me. So Alinity made a live stream where she was talking about how she herself has felt suicidal inclinations, where she's contemplated suicide quite a bit, and all the ways of which she do it, because of all of the hate and disdain that she has received over the years on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. Now, I always had a suspicion that Alinity was going to get to this point eventually, mostly because I've seen it on the internet happen over and over again, but also because of just the sheer amount of disdain that she receives, which is a lot, to say the least. So if we can take stock, let's see if I can remember. I remember, I think even I myself made a video where I talked about Alinity when she made the copy strike PewDiePie thing, where where PewDiePie called her a thought, and she was like, let's copy strike him. Now, the thing is, she actually didn't copyright strike PewDiePie. I think it was someone from her network that did. It was someone else. It wasn't really her. But she got a lot of flack from that. But she also got a pretty big boost from that, too. Let's not pretend, not all publicity is bad publicity, right? But that's really what got a lot of people starting to, have this disdain for her, right? And so then there was a whole animal abuse thing that happened with her and her kitties, where she gave one of them, I wouldn't even call it a sip of vodka, but like a lick of vodka. And there's like compilation videos of her just kind of messing with the cats. There was one moment where she took the cat and she like put it over her chair, and now people constantly make the joke that she launched the cat, which she clearly didn't, but we'll get back to that in a second. And then there was a recent, or closer to recent thing, where she accidentally, there was another, I skipped one. There was one where she was on her Discord, and someone's, let's just say, 11th finger, if you can catch my censorship so YouTube doesn't, was caught on on stream, right? And then there was one part where she accidentally flashed her viewers, and throughout all of that, Alinity had not been banned from Twitch, despite all of this stuff that she's done. She didn't get the ban hammer, but lots of lesser people who did the same similar acts did. And so that's where a lot of the frustration with Alinity comes from. A lot of people think Alinity is the golden girl of Twitch. They think that she's trading favors in the thoughty ways. And truth of the matter is, from what I recognize, she really isn't. She's not. She's just not. There was actually the whole thing with her flashing thing. She actually banned herself from Twitch because she recognized the mods wouldn't do it. So the whole banning Alinity from Twitch thing, that just isn't her. That's just the culture at Twitch. The mods at Twitch are protecting her for whatever reason. Maybe it's because she's a gorgeous, beautiful lady. Maybe because she gets interviews. I don't know. I really don't. No, I don't really think anyone really knows. But what I think a lot of people are really upset with is the general trend of women getting away with a lot of things. Or specifically, attractive women get away with a lot of things. And I think Alinity had become the focal point of that, rather than people are really upset with what Alinity herself has done. Now, again, I made a video response talking about Alinity, the whole PewDiePie thing, which what kind of frustrated me was the fact that she's a thought who just didn't like being called out. That bothered me quite a bit. I was like, nah, dude, you gotta call a spade a spade. I think that's what I named the video. I don't know. But after I sat and I actually watched some of her stuff, I was like, honestly, Alinity, she really isn't all that bad. And I think really mostly what it is Alinity, she's either drunk or Alinity's just kind of vapid. But like she isn't really like a terrible person. I would say any stretch of the imagination as far as I've seen. I watched some of her stuff. Her stuff just really isn't for me. Her live streams just ain't for me. She usually is watched like plays Apex Legends or she's just chatting. It's not really my thing. Like I say, I find her to be kind of vapid. She doesn't really talk about a lot of stuff that has a lot of meat, at least from what I've seen. I don't like it. But I can't really say that like all the things that she's done like with malicious intent, and I can't really even say that like she's the golden girl of Twitch, like from anything that she's done of her own volition. It does seem like that's just kind of mod status, but it doesn't matter. The point is, the long and short of it is, there are all the Alinity controversies. Alinity's got a lot of flack from it, and there's like this recent thing that happened with like her and Ninja. Because another streamer, he streams Fortnite, I think, on Mixer or maybe it's Twitch. I don't know. I just know that Alinity made a joke towards him, and he brought up the whole cat scandal thing, and it hurt her feelings. It hurt her feelings quite a bit.
Yeah. Like, look at what Ninja did. Like, what? Like, I sent him a jokeful message about how XQC is gonna beat him in a video game. Okay, and he has to bring up drama from a year ago that he knows is going to result in his entire fucking community like targeted harassing me. You know what I mean? Like, that is just fucking scummy. Like, that is so fucking scummy.
So there's a lot of things that like really got to Alinity. Now there's one thing that she said that really kind of resonated with me. Well, there's lots of things she said, but one of them was this right here.
The thing is, like, it doesn't matter how much you apologize. You know what I mean? Like I have a question to you guys. Like, seriously, what do I have to do? What do I have to do in order for you guys to forgive me for what I've done? Like, what do I have to do? I stopped throwing my cats. Yeah, I haven't done that ever again. Like, what would make you guys happy? I don't deserve to be forgiven. Like, you really think that? Like, deep in your heart, you think that?
Just accept that you made a mistake because you are a human being.
I have, Jack, but do I really have to read thousands and thousands of messages every day about the mistakes I've made in my past?
The best one is
that really what I have to do?
You have been through a lot. You know you are loved and appreciated. Don't forget that.
Like, you can't just say, like, ignore the trolls.
Of course, the answer is nothing, which is sad to say. But the correct answer is there's really nothing you can do, because the nature of like Twitch scandals is an unfair one, where you always take clips of something that happened in a stream that lasted for hours, so you can't really get the full context of something on a 30-second clip from a 30-minute long conversation. Like, it's going to get taken out of context. You're not going to have the proper context and understanding of what's going on. And more importantly than that, if you only show the worst clips of someone and you never give them the chance to see the other half of them, the only image you have of Alinity is she's kind of a negligent thought that hurts animals and, is annoying and vapid. That's all you can get, because you don't really see the person for who they are. And even on Twitch, it's still only like an hour or 2 hours of someone's life anyway. Now, some people are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Open about their lives and what's going on Twitch, which I just don't really agree with, but my personal taste aside, I know Alinity doesn't really seem, from what I've seen, he's just not really that type of person from what I've seen. I could be wrong, but, The long and short of it is, you're not really going to get like a fair shake of someone from the clips. And so the controversies from Twitch are next to never fair because they're only snippets of a wider stream of things. So just the nature of what it is, Alinity just can't do anything about it. There's no forgiveness to be sought because the people aren't looking for forgiveness. Because the truth of the matter is, people are more upset at just women in general, or the culture of attractive women in general, getting away with so much, more so than like they're really mad at Alinity. And I think Alinity just is unfortunately just kind of taking the brunt of it all. Like she's like on at least on Twitch, she's the quintessential, scapegoat on Twitch for this disdain and dislike for women. Now the truth of the matter is, it's not without, I would say, merit, as in it's not without reason, because in the long and short of it, like, women, they are aggravating. Like, it's not even just that they are aggravating, but some women, there are particular feminine things or feminine perks that you get that just aren't fair, or that you can clearly see are nonsensical, and women will take advantage of the fact that they're women and that they're just not going to get punished as hard as men. Or women will just straight up mistreat men. Women will have double standards for men. There's lots of different things that just over the years has cultivated into a general disdain of women getting privileges and perks, especially when you juxtapose it with the idea of feminism. Now, feminism is mostly dead on YouTube. You don't really get a huge bulk of that on YouTube anymore, but it's alive and well on TikTok. I am just, I don't know, man. I might have to go back to the abyss. I might have to return. And I don't want to. I used to make so many video responses. I don't want to go back to the darkness that is online feminism. But feminism, genuinely online feminism, has bred, ironically, they would claim that it's the culture that we just hate women randomly as men. We just get there because the patriarchy. But really, no, it's actually the actions of women or the perks that women get, even from simps, which is another thing, it's all connected to it, that has created a general disdain of women or attractive women getting a lot of stuff on the internet or off the internet, right? Or just existing on the internet in general. And I think Alinity, I don't really even think the controversies are really about Alinity as much as they're about the principal nature of an attractive woman is getting away with quote unquote murder, right? But despite all of that, there's still a person behind all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that like we all should just be kind and nice to each other. I mean, I would hope that we get a world like that, but I ain't dumb. Okay, because I'd like it. I ain't dumb. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, Alinity is still just like one person, and I understand how she feels, like, truly and genuinely, from multiple different perspectives. Now, even when I was younger, I had suicidal thoughts. I understand that personally well. I've had two friends of mine who committed suicide, right? I've talked to people that have had suicidal thoughts, after I, got out of that mindset. Like, I understand perfectly well, like, what she's feeling. And I know she's genuine. There are some moments in there you can really tell where, like, she genuinely probably felt this. Like,
I wanted to do it so many times.
All these
So
people
many
want us to break you down
times.
because they have nothing to live for. All you can do is keep streaming and show them they have no power. This is a part of celebrity. It's not all glam and good times. If it's past your threshold, you have a decision to make.
like, and like that was a real cry. That was a real defeated, I'm hurting right there kind of moment, and it resonated with me. And I don't really like her, but I think that this kind of goes beyond like liking someone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I have to like her content or have to like her as a creator to recognize she's still a person. Like, she's still a human. And despite the fact that she may have a bunch of people saying a bunch of nice things to her, she is still going to get a bunch of people saying a bunch of mean things and nasty things to her constantly. And there really isn't anything that she can do about it. And like, I recognize that. And I honestly just have to say, I really do think Alinity's kind of had enough. And I think that we can't focus on Alinity as much as we have to focus on like what people are really upset about. And I don't think people are really upset about Alinity, you know, putting the cat behind the chair. Even if she did throw the cat, let's just say she threw it. Like, cats getting, you guys probably don't know, but Alinity's cats are probably some of the most well taken care of cats in the history of cats. Because cats on the street, like even cats in like regular homes, like they're not getting the treat. Yeah, come on, like one of her cats had a lick of vodka, and it's like, the cat's not dead. Like she didn't like douse the cat, you know what I mean? With just poured it all down its throat. And no one really gives a damn about these cats or her throwing them and all. Like, no one really cares, you know. So I don't imagine anyone can honestly care, because like I said, those like Alinity, like she's living the good life. Those cats aren't having a miserable time. They're just not. Okay? Not with the way Alinity is living, you know what I'm saying? So, not with the money she makes. Those cats are fine. But more importantly than that, like, Alinity's still a person. And even with all those different things, even with all that money, even with all the power over the simps that she may have, she's still a person. Like, I get it, you know. Obviously, it's cliche, but money does not buy happiness. And the most important fact here remains that Alinity is still a woman, and women hyper look at negative insults. All their brain is hypersensitive to this stuff. Mostly, especially like pretty women, especially, are hyper focused on negativity because they don't know how to deal with it. They're not baked in it. They're not soaked in it, and they don't have to rise above it. They don't have to gain that mental fortitude and that strength to deal with it, because most people have always been nice to them their whole life. So they don't know. It's like your immune system. If you've never been sick, your body doesn't build antibodies. Your body doesn't build resistances to bacteria. It's not strong enough to face a real disease when it gets there, because it never had the opportunity. It never built itself up. Your muscles are like that. Like, every fiber of your existence as a human being is like that. And your brain is the same. Your muscles, what's exercising? You break them down, and then you heal them, and your body will make them stronger so they don't get broken down like that again. And then you repeat the cycle. Right? You rest, repeat the cycle. Your brain is similar. Your brain is a muscle. Your soul, your spirit is a muscle, and it needs to be exercised. It needs to be broken down, and then it needs to be built back up. But if you're a woman, you don't get a lot of that. If you're an attractive woman, you don't get that, because people like you. People want to bang you all the time. People give you stuff all the time. So what happened with Alinity, I would imagine, is that she went into the gym. See, I think it's a good analogy. She went into the gym and she tried to bench 250. Their first day in the gym, she's like, let me get 250. And you'll know if you exercise, if your muscles can't move it, they won't move. Your muscles just say, nope, nope, no, not doing it. Just failure, just nope, not today. That's what she did. She went in there, she's on the internet, and she never had to deal with adversity or people saying mean things to her. And now she's got a bench 250. She can't even move the barbell. She can't even move 45. Barbell 45. She can't even move that. So of course it's going to get to her eventually. It's going to break her down. And I get that. Like, she's a person. No matter how much a thought is a thought, no matter how much you may dislike thought, there's still people. And as aggravating and frustrating as like women's nonsense is, especially on TikTok or feminism, like, there's still people. And the thing about women is, women aren't so much as they are malicious as they are incredibly insecure and, I'll just say, weak. And a lot of what women have to do is try to like reconcile like their insecurities. And I'll just probably have to make a whole video and talk about that specifically. But like a woman, like their minds, they're just not the same as men usually. They are very sensitive, and so I get it. And I honestly think, they may call me a sim here, but I think Alinity's kind of had enough. I think Alinity's got a fair shake. I don't think there's not much else to be done, because the problem isn't Alinity. The problem, like, she can't do anything about the fact that like people give pretty women things, you know? Like, she may represent that, which I think is the major issue people have, but her herself, like, no matter how much you berate her, like, you know, it is what it is. You what it is. And she wasn't really even the one like controlling Twitch not banning her in the first place. So there's nothing to be done from her end. But she gets a lot. And I understand that it got to her, you know. And so as much as this video, of course, it looks like I'm simping, I'll say this in my defense. Like I said, I think this just kind of goes beyond whether you like someone's content or not. Like, I'm not protecting or defending Alinity because I like her as a person. I don't even know her as a person. And I don't like her as a content creator either. I really don't. But just as a human being, I think she gets more flack for what people are actually upset about. And that is the protection, or like the protection attractive women get, more so than her as a person herself. Like herself, like she doesn't do anything with like intentions to harm people or intentions to do anything. She's just kind of stupid. Like she's like, that's really it. Like she's either drunk or she's just kind of dumb. But she isn't, like, she's not cruel from what I've seen so far. I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, it's just not the case. I think the real focus, or I think the real issue that I understand, that I criticize a lot, is just like allowing women to scapegoat. And that's more of a Twitch issue than it is an Alinity one. So in conclusion, I want to say, I understand, you know, the suicidal thoughts. I understand the pressure that she feels, despite the fact that she may have a lot of good things. She really does. But if you don't have that strength, if you don't have that mental fortitude that gets built up over time, like, I understand that it's just going to crush you, because women are hyper focused on negative insults and negative comments. They really zone in on it because they never had that time to build up that strength or build up their soul. You know what I mean? Like this soul, I really mean that. Like your soul, your spirit, the thing that motivates you and moves you. A lot of women, they just float through life. They just, they don't have that. And I get it. And I think, again, in conclusion, I think Alinity's had enough. I think what we really need to do is kind of focus on like the culture and just the general disdain that women have built for themselves. I mean, really, women have built this for themselves. The way they've treated men, the way they've mistreated men, I guess is a better thing to say. The way, the expectations they have of men, and the just total disregard and lack of responsibility they have for themselves and they have to men. I think women have made this problem, and I think Alinity is kind of getting a huge brunt of it, when really it should be spread pretty even, I would say. I think Alinity's had enough, and I think it's time we recognize it's not Alinity and her dumbass cat. It's the culture of women getting away with a lot of shit they probably shouldn't be able to get away with, maybe because of simps or overprotection men have for them. That's what I think should be looked at, and we should probably focus on. With that being said, I still hope you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, man, you know, go ahead and click the like button. And shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.